Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today is gonna be the last set review video, and we're just gonna be going over the top 10 cards of the set, uh, in my opinion, and I'll get right into it. So starting at number 10, we have Bronx Ferocious Beast, uh, the 6/4 Reckless Ruby card. Um, it's just the biggest stats for the cost in the set. Uh, for 3 ink, you get 10 stats in total, and it's just a really solid card that should go 2 for 1 often. Uh, it's hard to yet say if this is enough to push Ruby to the like to contend for the meta spots, but it's at least a good card. There were some good Ruby cards, but I think this is one of the better ones, and it's at number 10. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about this. It's just very solid stats for the cost, and shouldn't be too bad, and it's inkable, so there's not really a downside to it, other than the stone by day, but I don't really consider that a huge downside. Yeah. Then at number 9 we have Mowgli Man Club, the 2 ink 1/2 that when you play chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a non-character card of their choice. This set introduced a lot of good actions, so it should have, I think, almost always it should have targets uh, against opponents you are going to play. And yeah, those targets are usually very powerful, so having some option to discard powerful board wipe tools that might be coming up makes this very good, in my opinion. It's especially good if you are playing Emerald, because then you can also combine it with Ursula, and then you have 8 discard options for the tools. The one downside with this card is that the opponent will get to choose the card if there's multiple non-character cards, but that's not too bad usually, because usually there's 1 or 2 actions, so most of the time it will still get a good card uh, to go to the discard. So yeah, that's number 9. Then at number 8 we have Hades Looking for a Deal, the 5 ink 3/4 character that when you play this, you may choose an opposing character, and if you do, draw 2 cards unless that character's player puts that card on the bottom of the deck. So this might have gone a bit higher too. I don't really consider. I consider this a good card, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it like uh, perform even better than I've ranked it here. But the one downside with this is that the opponent gets the choice, although it's a like hard choice, because it's either you draw 2 or their best character gets banished, or not banished but put on the bottom, which is even better. Um, but yeah, it's just that there's a lot of card draw that has been introduced to the game, so the draw 2 is not as powerful as it would have been in the last set, for example. So that just pushes it down a bit, because most of the time you will be getting that draw too. But it's still solid. It's a 3/4 body, and it draws you 2 cards most of the time. So yeah, that's still solid. Yeah. Then at number 7 we have Malicious, Mean, and Scary, that being action song that puts 1 damage counter on each opposing character. Um, this is this high just because it enables uh, easy damage to anything. It goes through board because it just doesn't choose to put the 1 damage on everything. It just does it. So this is part of a 2-card combo basically with the Prince Philip, or maybe a 3-card if you consider the shift line. So with the Prince Philip, the 9 ink character that banishes every damage character opponents have. This card enables that to be actually playable now, because this is a very reliable way to put damage on characters. And it's a song also, so you can do it on the same turn as you are going to shift a big Prince Philip. And I think this will see a lot of play, and that's why I also put the Mowgli up higher and into the top 10, because this is so powerful, and there's gonna be need to for list to include discard if possible in the colors, and this is the reason why, because this is so powerful. And even in the worst case, just even if you don't have the Prince Philip, 1 damage can still banish characters and like make some breakpoints easier to achieve. So it's not even like unplayable without Prince Philip, and it's also inkable. So it has not a lot of downside to it, and a lot of upside. So yeah, that's number 7. Number 6, we have Mickey Mouse, Amber Champion, 4 ink, 2/5 that buffs your other Amber characters. It gives them +2 willpower, and while you have 2 other Amber characters in play, it also gains Singer 8 and Quest for 1. Yeah, this is just very solid support for Amber. I think it will see play in at least Amber Steel and Amber Emerald. Might see play in some other lists too, but I still haven't yet looked into some other Amber combinations that are possible. But yeah, giving +2 willpower is just very good already, because usually when you're playing this on turn uh, 4, usually you've played 1 cost, maybe 2 cost, 3 cost. So you are already getting 6 willpower out of it, spread out over your characters. Mm. And there is also the added benefit of being a Singer 8. Uh, and with Emerald, for example, this alone can sing Under the Sea, which might not be as good anymore as it was last set, because a lot of characters have gotten like more strength added to them. But still, it's still solid, I think, for 1 character to be able to sing a powerful song like that very early on. And yeah, it's really all about the first ability though, and it's a 2/5, so it's um, 5 is enough willpower for it to be survive like reasonably well against removal, and the +2 just makes your other characters survive most removal, uh, especially in combination with Tiana. So you can curve out your Tiana and then exert it and then play this, so then your Tiana will have 6 health, and it's really hard to remove. There is of course some added removal for that, but this at least helps you avoid that a bit. So yeah, that's number 6. Uh, Number 5, we have Spooky Sight, 6 ink uninkable action that puts all characters with cost 3 or less into their player's ink wells face down exerted. Mm, this is a very solid board wipe that has less restrictions than, for example, Under the Sea and stuff we've seen before. It can also be seen as an upside to put the 3 cost characters you have into your Inkwell, because most Sapphire list you're going to be playing stuff like People. So the small stuff you have, you will happily see in your Inkwell later on. So you get the resources uh, to actual good use. So you get to play your big stuff and don't have to ink them. So this is a very good anti-aggro tool, and this doesn't require any singers. It is not even a song, which of course it would be better if it was also a song, but also a bit worse because it would be hit by Ursula. So like uh, pros and cons. But most Sapphire lists can pretty easily now ramp to 6, there's also another card that we will see later. So you can ramp on 2 already pretty easily with most cards, and uh, it shouldn't be too much of a hassle to play this on turn 4 most of the time. So ramp on 2, ramp on 3, and then play this if you're against aggro. And even if you're not against aggro, there still might be some, like if against mid-range list, there might be enough good targets to play this on 6, because this will act as your uh, ramp on 5 then, because this will possibly uh, uh, put your 1 drop/2 drop into your Inkwell probably. So yeah, this is just very good and will make especially Emerald Sapphire very scary this set, I think. Okay, next we have uh, the ramp card, Cinderella Dream Come True, a 4-ink uninkable 2/3 that says at the end of your turn, if you play the princess character this turn, you may put a card from your hand into Inkwell face down and to draw a card. So this is the 4-cost ramp that uh, is now gonna be played in most Sapphire lists that want to ramp to bigger stuff, and it's just very solid. It enables the previous card to be actually much better than it would be otherwise, and yeah, it's just very good. It's not like game breaking or anything, but just makes every Sapphire list so much more consistent with getting the big stuff. Uh, and the princess synergy is not even needed, as you get to use the ability the first time you play that list. And after that, you don't really care because you've already ramped to 6-ing. So, yeah, very, very solid card. And I'm guessing it's going to be quite expensive. Then, next up, we have Rapunzel, ready for adventure. 2-ink inkable 1/2 that has support. And whenever one of your characters is chosen for support until start of your next turn, next time they would be dealt damage, they take no damage instead. Mm, I think maybe others wouldn't have this that high, but I think this has a lot of potential, uh, especially now that we have the Prince Philip combo. So this can actually protect against that if you have more supports. So this can support something, and uh, uh, for every support character you have, you get to have uh, one of those shields that protects you from damage. And I think that has potential to be very good. Uh, it might be that I've overrated this a bit, and it's not as strong. So maybe it could be a bit below some other cards here. But especially when we get more sets and more characters with support, I think this will only get better and better. And uh, being able to avoid damage, like a one-time shield, is, um, in my opinion, it should be valued at maybe like 1 ink. So if you have more cards that can support, you already get so much value out of the Rapunzel the first time you play it, because the character is online immediately after you play it. So you can play a 1-cost support on 1, and then uh, or something else too. But if you have a support on board and you play this, the ability is already online, so you get to take advantage of that immediately. So I think this is very strong and will make aggro decks much scarier and resilient uh, than before. Then at number 2, we have He Hurled His Thunderbolt, 4-ink uninkable action song. Deal 4 damage to chosen character. Your DT characters gain Challenger +2 this turn. Removal has always been very good, and this is one of the better removal options we now have, since a long game shoes was rotated away. We have been waiting for something like that, and this is now the premier like solid removal that always does damage. There has been Strength of a Raging Fire, and that is very good and arguably a bit better than this because it's inkable and you can play it earlier and for more impact. But this can potentially have more effect in more decks because this doesn't require you to have a whiteboard. So this can be played in control decks too. So this can uh, allow for control decks to have an actual control tool. Uh, because control decks didn't really want to play Strength of a Raging Fire because they wouldn't have enough characters to support that to reliably do damage. So this always dealing 4 is very good. And yeah, it's just very solid. And now everything that has 4 willpower or less uh, will be will need to be reconsidered as if they're actually that good, and they will need to do uh, immediate impact, because if they don't, then this is there to possibly snipe them away for free, because this can be sung. And if there's some like 4 cost character that has 4 willpower that does nothing on play, that is just really bad against this, because you can just sing it away and then play something else, and you've taken the lead in tempo and probably will win the game off of that. So this will just uh, make the game a bit slower, uh, probably. I think it also has the potential to be used in aggro with Troubadour, which I'm definitely going to be trying out. But uh, I think it will still make the game a bit slower, because more control tools means characters will get banished like more regularly, and then uh, the boards won't get that wide because there's actually stuff to get rid of them. So yeah, that's number 2. So what is number 1? Drum roll, please. At number 1, we have Kimono Scourge of the Wyvern Clan. 6 ink, inkable 5/6. That quest for 2. When you play this character, exert all opposing characters, then each player with fewer than 3 cards in their hand draws until they have 3. And the Stone by Day ability. So yeah, I think this is just too powerful to not have at number 1. Uh, if only for the first ability, to exert all opposing characters, that's already super strong. And symmetrical draw tree, uh, that is really going to depend on what kind of deck you're playing and if you're on the play or on the draw. So it might not be like you draw 3 and they draw 0, but still um, exerting everything is very strong. There's not many exerting like all abilities even in the game at the moment. So, and this game is at the moment very board centric. So having the ability to deal with your opponent's board is going to be really strong in my opinion. And this allows you to do that, and it even allows you to draw cards. So I think it's just a slam dunk. It's going to be good. Um, it might not go into every deck. Might have a hard time uh, with certain color combinations, especially like if you don't have ramp, you probably don't get so much use from the card drawing aspect. But still, I think uh, you will then get a uh, lot of positive aspect from the exerting all, because, for example, if you're playing this in purple steel and you've played a character on turns 1 to 5, and then you play this, you get to take all the favorable trades, and that's even if your opponent like draws 1 card from it and you draw uh, like 3, and that's still good. Or even if you both draw 3 cards, that's still gonna be good, because now you're on the like ahead on the board, and you both have the same amount of cards. So that's not gonna be a downside, in my opinion. So yeah, I think this is a super good and the best card in the set. But we will get to see if that is true uh, very soon. So let me know if you have any thoughts, and uh, feel free to tell me I'm wrong on some of these cards, all of them. Maybe I'm stupid and I'm wrong about everything. It's always fun before the sets to do this, so you get to uh, actually have some guesses and then be proven wrong. I'm 100% sure this my card reviews haven't been 100% correct, so it's gonna be interesting to see what I've missed and maybe what I've undervalued and overvalued and stuff like that. Yeah. Um, Next video is gonna be some deck list utilizing these cards. So watch out for that. Yeah. See you in the next one. Bye.